Okay, so here is the Canon, the T3i, just like you have. Always you want to make sure on your lens that you have the stabilizer on, which if your hands are shaking or something like that, or it's windy, it will, reduce like the shakiness. Also, you have an option here for, it says AF, which means autofocus, or you can do manual focus. So auto means it does it on its own, and manual is that you can adjust like with this or this on your own. So usually for people who are doing first time photography, you want it on autofocus or AF and the stabilizer on. Okay? So here is the button for flash. So you see that pops up for your flash. Most of the time I do not use it because I like natural lighting. So I'm not sure if you want to shoot like as a professional photographer or if it's just to take pictures, but I always shoot on manual. So the M, which up here you'll see it, M, which means manual, and it means that you adjust everything according to how you like it. If you're just trying to get quick shots and that look decent without doing a lot of work, you will want to do a different one. There's portraits, landscape, which is like outside, close up, so that's like if you want to zoom in on a bug or a flower, something like that. Sports, so if you have a lot of action and quick movement, you'll do that. There's night, and there's also video right here. So for photography, for you, I would probably do program, the scene intelligent auto, or like the flash off kind, unless you're doing portraits, and of course do portrait. Okay, so I'm going to show you manual because that's how I shoot and I like to do manual. So on here you can see that I have it on 6400 or 6400 ISO. So about ISO, there's a button up here, right there. It says ISO right here next to the display. So ISO, you click it and you can adjust. So if it's really dark, you're going to want to do higher. So depending on what your setting is, the lighting outside, you want to do high. If you're somewhere and it's super sunny and bright, you want to do a low ISO. So let me show you this. I'm in my house. So normally I would probably use a high ISO because it's not like a bright and sunny in here. So if I didn't adjust anything else and I did 100, this is how the picture would turn out. Very dark, you see. But if I adjust it to, let's try 6400, and I take a picture. There you go. You can see it looks good. Alright. Okay, so here is your shutter speed. You want, it means like 1/250th of a second. So that's how fast the shutter is like closing and opening. So if it's really dark, you want it to stay open very long. So say you're shooting at night, it's really dark. You use this little button up here, or this little, I don't know what you'd call it, but this right here. You push it, adjust it. So if you're shooting at night, you want to go really, really low. Like if you wanted to get stars or something like that. So that means that's 1 whole second. That's like 20 seconds. So you can go up really, really slow. But for normal shooting, like indoors, usually about 1/200th of a second works. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, and this is the aperture. So it's like how wide the lens opens. Like that, you know. So, let's see. There's a setting right here. So if you go back to the menu, you press this button. This button will show you what kind of shooting you want to do. So continuous means if you hold down on the button while taking pictures, it will keep taking multiple pictures. If you don't want that, you can choose single shooting. Okay? So I usually do continuous because I do sports and different things. Okay, if you push the up button that says WB, which means white balance, it's best if you do auto white balance, AWB. I'm not sure if you can see it. Okay, no, I can't focus on it. Okay, well this first one right here says AWB. That's the best setting, but you can always play around whatever you think would be best. So the different options is also daylight. So if you're outside, you can set it to that. There's shade, cloudy, tungsten, white fluorescent. So this is like at your house or if you're at a store. That's what you would choose. Maybe even if you're like in a gym. Between these two, you would choose. And of course, here's a flash option. And you can do custom, but I recommend AWB, auto white balance. Okay? So right here, I'm going to push that button. Autofocus, I usually do the AL focus. And then if you push down, this is like the size or style of yours. I always just do standard. Alright. So, that is how I use manual. I can show you how to shoot outside, but this was for now what is best for you to know. Of course, there's many settings with the menu, but overall, on manual, you really just need to worry about right here, the shutter speed, and how much light you have. Whether it's indoors or outdoors, and remember if it's really dark, you want the higher numbers. And if it's really, really bright, you probably will shoot at 100 or 200 ISO. And again, up here, I always use manual. And if you need to change the ISO, you push that button. And if you want to change the shutter speed, you move this knob.